was my first day in country. I was a boot, fresh off the plane, fresh out of training. I barely had time to get my bearings, didn't even know the names of half the guys in my unit. Everything was new. The smells, the heat, the weight of the gear. I got assigned to Alpha Squad, and within 15 minutes of touching down at my new post, we were already being called up. No welcome, no handshake, just a name on a manifest and an order to move. Now I could read a map, sure, and I knew how to nav. The basics were drilled into me, muscle memory by now. But none of that helped when you didn't know what you were walking into. No sitrep, no context, no idea who was out there, what the terrain looked like, or how hot it was going to be. Just orders and movement. I kept glancing around, expecting someone, anyone, to fill in the blanks. But there was nothing. Just the constant thump of the blades, the sharp burn of jet fuel, and the blank, unreadable stares of men who'd done this a dozen times before. What you're about to see is how I was introduced to the enemy, just 30 minutes after landing in country. No time to acclimate, no time to think. Straight into the fire. This was my welcome. Now, I'd seen action before. I wasn't a stranger to incoming fire, but this was a whole different kind of war. I was green to this theater, and honestly, nothing I'd been through before came close. These weren't undisciplined guerrillas or ragtag militias. This was a professional enemy, well-armed, well-coordinated, and dug in like they owned the dirt. They didn't just shoot to scare you, they shot to finish it. You make one mistake here, and you don't get a lesson. You get a body bag. So yeah, I was scared, but only for an instant, long enough to feel the weight of it. Then it was gone, because if you want to make it out alive, you don't have the luxury of fear. You adapt, you adjust, you evolve. You become whatever the fight demands you to be. And on that first day, I learned something brutal and simple. This war wasn't going to wait for me to figure it out. We helioed out fast. No time for a real briefing, just a few barked orders over the roar of engines. No time to settle in, no time to breathe. I hadn't even unpacked my ruck. 1 minute I was standing on the tarmac, the next I was getting blasted with rotor wash, thrown into the belly of a bird, and watching the horizon disappear behind me.
Behind the white sign.
After that action, did the squad get close? Yeah, closer than brothers. That kind of bond gets forged fast, under pressure in the dirt, with the sounds of war echoing around you. When you've bled beside someone, when you've pulled them out of fire or watched them fall, it changes you. There's no going back to being strangers after that.
This must be a torture chamber in here.
To this day, I'll never forget them. Some never made it home. The ones who did, we carried the rest with us. We were very close.
Yeah.
Torture me, guys.
And these giant wooden logs.
Oh, I rolled off the table. I was trying to roll onto my back.
And there are contacts at this next spot between us and the next point.